Farm, garden, farmer's market. If you're a farmer, I know there comes all kinds of problems with being a farmer, but you're going to be in a better situation, I think, than most. If you can't live on a farm, plant a garden. If you can't plant a garden, start one if you have to, a farmer's market, and know everyone who is going to the farmer's market. Make friends with your farmers so you know who has food and who will be a good person to trade with if you need it, God forbid. Now, the next thing is food, water, warmth, and rest. So do you have storage for any kind of fuel, even if that means logs? And do you have a plan in case things go to hell in a handbasket? You have to rest. Safety and security is the next thing. And this is what kills me about people who always say, you know what? I just say burn the whole system down. Really? Have you watched Mad Max? Safety and security becomes a real problem. So let's take security. That means food as well. By the way, you can vacuum seal. I spent the weekend, a couple of weekends ago, vacuum sealing some food. I went to Costco and these people were like, what is going on here? And I'm like, nothing, just a huge family. But vacuum sealed a lot of the stuff. I have this and vacuum sealed food that I've done. You need to preserve food, money, and energy. Money is kind of different because your dollar will not be worth very much. You're going to lose about 10% of the value of the dollar for the next 10 years, guaranteed. Do you have anything that you can barter with? Gold is a good storehouse for money, but you have to use silver, I think, to actually barter for anything. But you can also food, cigarettes, liquor, that's a painkiller, sugar, ammunition, guns, seeds, things that you do, skills that others don't have. That also can be used to barter for things. Try to have at least 30 days cash on hand for the beginning of this, because there's going to be there will be bank closures. It's going to happen. Buy a house, property. Stop all access spending by quality only. Forget about fashion. My grandmother used to always say, measure twice, cut once, don't waste. Consider fuel-efficient truck or SUV. Buy a vehicle prior to 1979 if you really want to be out there. I've got one because I'm way out there. But learn how to fix things yourself. When it comes to your job, be the best employee. Be the one employee that no one can fire. Be the Swiss Army knife of the office. If you're running a small business, be the product or the service no one can cancel. Advertise when no one else is. Chevrolet, look it up, from the Great Depression. Stay in business, but downsize and preserve. Honesty, integrity, and charity. Educate yourself at all times. Get into shape. This one is so important. Get into shape, body, mind, and spirit. I mean, look at me. I ain't going to last long. I mean, actually, I could live off of this for probably 3 years. But I have to be in shape. I have to be at peak condition. Because if your body isn't clean, if it isn't functioning, your mind isn't working the same way. And your spiritual connection, we have to be spiritually pure. Our bodies need to be pure and in shape. I can't believe I'm talking to you about this. I hope none of this happens. Get hardbound copies of important books. Build a strong network. Let's say you can't live. You've got to live where you're living. By the way, wherever you are when this comes down is where you will be. But consider living around like-minded people. If you're in New York and you're the only person, you're like, that's not going to be good for you, okay? You can find a new location if you can. Location. But even if you can't, build a strong network. No matter where you are, just find like-minded people and people who think like you. Start a 912 project again, whatever it is, but get around like-minded people. We're going to need each other. Learn how to mend, learn how to can, learn how to farm, learn how to fix an engine. Make sure you preserve important traditions. That's the thing. Preserve what's important. Shed everything else. Conserve and preserve. Reclaim and restore. Read everything you possibly can. Learn to shoot. You might want to have some bullets and some guns just in case. I will tell you, it is all in self-defense, never going out. Food, water, safety, security, belonging, that's friends. Maybe someday we'll get back to this, but I'm telling you, our lives are going to change. A personal note. You know, I'm the guy with those missiles at the beginning of the show. I've got so much crap. It is time to truly focus on others. And if you are religious, it is time to sanctify your money and your job and look at the world as a different place. We have to be there for one another.